and they send cops first, not the ambulance. So the ambulance got there a little later. But you know, we stowed all our guns and stuff like that, just made everything safe. And his parents got there about a half hour later before they took him off, or took him down to the hospital in Cincinnati, because I grew up in Ohio. And yeah, we they took him. They treated him, basically just stitched him up. He wasn't bleeding much at all at that point. He said it hit like a ligament or a tendon, and it traveled down his leg and bounced back out, you know, because the path of least resistance, because it was already a ricochet. It wasn't going at, you know, 900 feet per second like it would have. It was probably like 600 or so, because obviously it was enough to break flesh. And yeah, they said it was actually quite close to his femoral artery. And so treated him, stitched him up and stuff. And his wise ass ran a 10K, I think 2 weeks later, because he's an ass. I guess this won't ever get monetized because I've cussed a few times, huh? Anyway, so yeah, going back to it, long story short, he and I also, one time, like just a few months later, we're living together, you know, roommates and stuff, and we went to Jungle Gyms, which is in Fairfield. None of you guys know where that is, I'm sure, but went there. It has all sorts of exotic foods and stuff. Got some fish, and we're driving back, getting on the interstate. We're on the entrance ramp, matching speed with traffic, and I see a truck. And you know, if you're entering this way, interstate's here, there's that triangle right here, that's like no man's land. There's a truck sitting right there. And so I was like, you know, Alex, the truck, he's moving, and his butt was reversing up the entrance ramp. By the time we realized that, it was too late. You know, he was coming about 20 in reverse. We were going about 65 or so. And so he was backing straight into our where we were going. We lock up the brakes and stuff like that. I see it coming from a mile away. I just, you know, fold my arms, lean back and relax, just accept what's gonna come. And we run right into the back of this truck. This guy had it loaded down with riding mower, 2 push mowers, a bunch of weed whackers and stuff. And so it was like hitting like a concrete barrier. We just stopped dead. Airbags deployed, obviously. And I look over at Alex. You know, there's still all that smoke and haze inside from the airbags. And his butt is laying down. I was like, oh God, he got knocked out or something. So I get him from underneath his arms, unbuckle him, and start to drag him out. He gets clear enough headed so he can help himself out the rest of the way. And Dingleberry, this guy, decides he's gonna get in our face and all this stuff. We're on the phone with the police, obviously. A couple people pull over and say, you know, hey, we saw the whole thing. If you need us, you know, we'll offer testimony. Because it was unbelievable. I mean, guy going reverse up an entrance ramp. And this is pretty though, isn't it? To think it's May. So, guy's in my face and stuff like that. Alex had his gun on him. I took it from him and put it in my pocket. I was wearing a Pico, so I put it in like one of those flat pockets, and I had my gun on me. this guy's all in our face. And I was like, you know, can you just stay over there, you know, wait for the cops to get here. They'll want to hear everything, but, you know, please give us some space. And this guy, I'm 6 foot, 195 pounds. This guy was like 5'3", I don't know, short guy. You know, he looked like Kevin Hart or something. And he's all in my face. And he's late 40s, maybe in his 50s. And he's like, yeah, don't tell me what to do. I'm like, all right, dude, you know, he's all, I think it was all just supposed to be insurance fraud on his part. He didn't want to get hurt, so he packed his truck up real good. You know, he's in my face trying to aggravate the situation, escalate it, and make there be a fist fight or something. Well, heck no. I've got guns on me and knives and stuff. You know, and I'm always cool-headed. I always de-escalate situations. I'm just like, all right, whatever, dude. And Alex had walked about 25 yards away or wherever to get his breath and stuff. He felt like crap, obviously. And so the guy eventually meanders his way away. 2 cop cars pull up, and the guy starts in on them, giving them attitude, poking at their chest and stuff, really being a piece of crap. And you know, the cops were very patient with him. Eventually they had a black cop come there, because this is mostly white area, but, or I should say mostly white police department, but they had a black officer come. And once the guy started on him, he's like, I will lay your ass out. You know, he's not really worried about getting in trouble if he lays his hands on him, as the white officers are. This was before, you know, all the riots. This is about 3 years ago, I guess. So that hadn't even happened yet. Nowadays, I don't even know if that would be okay, you know. But this guy was really nasty. And so this guy tried saying, you know, we were driving like maniacs, you know, going way too fast. Cop was like, no, that's bull crap, you know. The speed limit on an entrance ramp is the same as the interstate, so shut up, essentially. You know, because you have to match speed. Don't be, you know, ignorant. This is really nice, guys. It's pretty. So, anyway, I think it's snowing too, unless it's just come off the trees. Anyway, they told him to blow out his butt, you know, basically. This guy eventually went to court, tried telling the judge that, you know, oh, you can't get me for going the wrong way on the interstate or wherever. I didn't put in reverse, the car rolled back, you know, trying to differentiate between the two. And the judge just literally looked at him like he was the dumbest guy he's met probably that week, because let's be honest, being a judge, I mean, it probably is like watching Jerry Springer. He dismisses the stupidity right away, and I guess all the charges stuck. But yeah, he was uninsured, without a license, all sorts of stuff. Just big dumb guy. But anyway, coming back to it all, I've had many situations. People grab me by the throat, people push me against crap, people try to rip me out of my vehicles. You know, I was afraid of men up until I was about 18 years old. I had some good mentors who were men who really helped me out just because of, you know, how I grew up and stuff. And so all of a sudden, going back to my medical crap, because, you know, long talk for a long you know, I can handle the stress. You know, you still get the surges of adrenaline and stuff, but I stay chill. And anyway, this guy, you know, I apparently just got this anxiety problem now, which is kind of crappy for me because I feel fine in the head and, you know, keep my wits about me. You know, I'm not the kind of guy to freeze up or whatever, but apparently my body has a mind of its own. So that sucks. But what can you do? Just check on you. All right, 28 minutes, 30 seconds. We're doing good. I need to pick up the pace though. The battery's at like half already. Got a second battery, but I want you guys to last the whole way. You know, see the finish. I was walking pretty slow during my talk. Yeah. All right. So, this trail apparently, from what I read on All Trails, has a lot of like break-off points. As we've seen about what, 4 of them so far. I'm just gonna follow bridges and stuff. After all, it's like the Coldwater or whatever trail, Coldwater Creek Trail. Just follow this. There's already been people here today with a dog. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to get all this going. I don't know. I've always loved YouTube. I've loved watching my gear reviewers. My OG is Nut and Fancy. He made me always want to move out here from Ohio. I thought it was wide open spaces and great places to shoot, ride dirt bikes, all that crap. It's pretty built up. Basically from what is Pleasant Grove, which is south of Salt Lake, up to Pleasant View, which is north. You've got about a 90-mile stretch of continuous city, suburb, you know, factories, everything all mixed together. It never stops because it's a valley. So I never expected that. That was a bummer. It's more built up here than it is in Ohio, but geographically this is a lot more interesting. Ohio will always be home though, but I got into this because I wanted to have fun, have an excuse to go do stuff. So anyway, you've got like Nuttin, watched a bunch of dirt bikers. Everride comes to mind. He's awesome. His cinematography is really beautiful. He's out here in Utah. He's in St. George, I believe, which is pretty south. I'm in Ogden. So, yeah. I still haven't found those cool places to shoot, but there's good hiking. But this is going to be a little bit of an experiment. If I want to talk philosophically, politically, about backpacks, hiking crap, or guns, or whatever, I now have an excuse. So, should be fun. And I hope you guys come along for the ride. I'm fat. I'm not fat, but you would think so. Let me see where we're at. Ooh, I set my teeth on edge. Okay. We've gained 500 feet and 25 feet of elevation. Oh no, I'm on the wrong trail. Darn it. It was the left. Alright. Hustle back. Yeah. Should have looked when I was talking about just following the bridges. Darn it. Alright. So anyway, not even halfway. We've done about a mile. I think it's a 2.5 mile one way, which I'm gonna kind of jog, you know, isn't terrible, but when you're gaining 2,000 feet of elevation, it's 1,000 feet on average per mile. Believe me, you notice it. So Mr. Dog went up this trail. I need to go up the one over there. I was doing the Murph at the beginning of the year every week. My Achilles tendon's been shot for years, and I was really excited because I was able to run again. The Murph really is just 2 miles of running, and they're in 1 mile increments. So you don't get a lot of lactic acid buildup, but enough. And I was doing really great, and then I just got a hair up my butt. And I was like, you know, I really want to do a longer run. It's been years since I did that. I did a 4 mile run. I had blisters all over my feet. It was bad. It was weeks before I healed. But oh, yeah. Good thing I got 3 pairs of pants on. Wood is slippery when wet. Anyway, yeah, I fell right at the end of that bridge. Yeah, just fell on my butt. Anyway,